book.
Don't lie. Crooks, he's a guy. Oh, really? What did he talk about? Oh, the black guy. Congratulations.
He's the only black guy there.
Oh, that's his big starring role in the book, huh?
That's what he said.
Okay. Tell me how it plays into the case at all. Oh, you can't? Yeah.
You
This is
didn't
exactly
even
what I'm
let me
talking
talk.
about.
Yo, you didn't let her talk.
Exactly.
You guys walk them to a line, a well-rehearsed, well-practiced line. Your line is, he needed George for everything. And you're going to talk about that. Then you're going to embellish on it. Got it? Can you do that?
Yes.
That's your hammering point. Okay? Give me another witness.
Lenny.
Lenny?
Yes.
Lenny, you're going to go last. And you know what you're going to do?
Say, I don't know.
You're going to stonewall.
Spell Lenny wrong.
I don't know. Whatever.
Modern day Lenny.
Lenny. Lenny. Lenny. You're Lenny. You're going to stonewall. You're not going to answer anybody's question. The only thing you're ever going to say is, I don't know, ask George.
Exactly, I knew.
I don't know, ask George. 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 Unless they ask you a question, and then you just ham it up a bit and then answer their questions. But every time you're asked a question, I don't know, ask George. I don't know, ask George. I don't know, ask George. You, every time they ask you a question, even if it's from the book, even if you know the answer, before you give the answer, you talk about how Lenny needed George for everything. Because if you keep repeating that line, they're going to stop asking you questions. Who's another witness?
George.
George.
Hi, George.
George, you're going to go before Lenny. All right? So we need George, we need to talk, we need you to introduce the idea that Lenny didn't have any long-term goals, that you put those ideas in his head, okay? That he had no long-term goals. And how, ready? Can you practice this line? You always thought of Lenny as a little brother. Like a little brother that you never had. He was like having...
That you always wanted. Little brother that I always wanted.
Little brother that he always wanted. Because you were always taking care of his messes and looking out for him. Just like an older brother. Hey, you make sure you don't talk about him like he's an equal or a friend. He's a child who you take care of. Alright? Yeah.
What about Candy and Slim?
Who's Candy and Slim?
Candy's that guy with the stuffed arms.
Candy's the guy without the
Candy
arm.
and the dog?
Yeah, the Candy's like the guy with the dog.
Anybody for Candy?
Candy's a
What does Candy have to do with Lenny?
They were both gonna buy the little ranch tree.
Okay, now Candy needs to talk about how Lenny was never an equal.
He was just a stepping stone. It's like,
Hold on. This person needs to practice a line, and their line is, having Lenny on the farm would be just like having another animal on the farm. Something to look after and take care of.
that's Deja. She's not gonna be. She's not here.
Okay.
Okay, it's okay, we'll show her this video.
Now, every time you're asked a question, you always repeat your line. You got it? Every question. Get the one, like your name and stuff, let them answer those. But the one questions you want to answer, you want to use your line for them. Who else? Who else? Slim? I don't know who Slim is. Who's Slim?
Oh, Slim's the like
Slim's the wise
Well, wait,
guy.
are Slim and these guys in this case? or
Slim's
no?
definitely not gonna be
Slim's
here.
in our
That's
case, yeah.
what's the name?
Slim's in our case, right?
yeah, Slim's the
Yeah,
next
Slim's in
case.
our case.
Slim is Camila.
Yeah, Slim's not gonna be here. No, Slim's Camila.
Slim is
Yeah, Slim is Camila.
So I'm saying probably 50-50 they don't show up, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Alright, so Alex almost for sure.
I
Camila.
don't think Camila will know her.
I think Camila will show
All
up.
you need to know, all Camila needs to know is a line.
Okay.
What is Slim? Who is Slim in the book?
Slim is the wise guy.
He's the wise
Doesn't he
cowboy.
pick on him?
No, he doesn't.
No,
like,
he's the one that's never picked on. He's like,
everyone follows him. Like, it's
Yeah.
like his words are the law.
yeah, he's the leader, pretty much.
Okay, so what we need to do is we need to come back up here and we need to talk about, is he like a ranch guy or something?
Yeah, he's the ranch guy.
He's a
So you want
skinner.
to talk about how you know, he has to tell Lenny to do everything because Lenny can't be taught anything. He acts like a child, and he always needs somebody else.
He said to George that he wasn't the brightest person.
Okay.
Oh wait, he also said to George that he's just like a child. That Lenny's just like a child. So that'll also help our case. You know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
by the way, you guys are going to move Slim. Slim is an incredibly weak witness, not just because of the character, but because Camille and Barry shows up. So, you want to put Slim in the middle, hide her away. Hopefully no one will ask questions, all right? So remember, witnesses, you're the expert witness. You're going to get called before all the other witnesses. You're going to read my PowerPoint.
Okay.
Congratulations. That's your whole project, is reading my PowerPoint. All right, Lenny, very important. You're going to stonewall, all right? You're not going to answer any of your questions. Everything is asked George. Got it? Okay.
Say, I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah. See, that's all you need to do.
Okay. George case. Why is George innocent? Where's the George lawyers? You? And Cayman's never here. You
Joy.
guys are dead meat. So, one thing for sure, you guys have the hardest case to win.
Mercy. Kill.
Oh,
So,
Indonesia.
euthanasia.
Euthanasia.
Yes.
So the paralegal just
Paralegal, you guys, if you guys didn't pick up on it, there's nothing for you in this entire project. I don't know if you're turning in anything. I think you're just around.
Yep, I'm just around.
I'm just around.
Okay.
I feel like nothing though.
Lawyers, mercy killing. Did you guys read my thing on euthanasia?
Yes, I did. Happy death.
Okay, happy death.
You scared me.
So, euthanasia, you need to talk about. In order to win this case, oh crap, death. Everyone shut up. Let's calculate. Now. So, you have to win by proving that all those things that I talked about in my video about euthanasia are there. Alright? So, make peace with himself, make peace with God, no pain, those sort of things. Those things all have to be present for it to be a happy death. Where are your witnesses? Because that's how you're going to win. Where are my witnesses on this case?
Curly.
Curly? Okay, Curly. I need you to practice a line, Curly.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
You forgot to eat.
You sons of You guys get off. I read some of the book and almost all the Spark Notes. Ready? Who's Curly? Okay, Curly. Ready to practice this line? We were going to cut off his balls, hang him, and set him on fire.
What?
That's right. Because what you're going to do and what all of your witnesses are going to say is, we are pissed at George because we wanted to kill George. Or we wanted to kill Lenny. And we were going to torture the hell out of him. And that's all you ever talked about is torture, torture, torture. We were going to torture him, and there's going to be a miserable, god-awful death. And
That would be awesome. I would love to be the witness of that.
Because you guys have to prove that Lenny was going to die a horrible death.
So it was easier for George.
Because that's exactly right. It was nice
I want
of
to be
George
that
kill Lenny.
witness.
Right? So, you're going to think of the most miserable thing that you guys were going to do, and that's all you talk about. If any question you're asked, you talk about how you're angry with George because George took away what you were going to do. And you were just going to torture him for hours and hours and days and years. And you were going to keep him alive long enough for him to suffer more than any other human being ever suffered in all of history. That's what you were going to do. And that's what you're going to say. And you're
I
going
want
to
to
keep
say
saying
that.
If you do it right,
If
if each time you're asked a question, you start by talking about, the first thing I was going to do is I was going to hammer his toes. And I was going to break every one of his toes. And then you keep adding to it, eventually they'll stop asking you questions. And that's exactly what you want because you didn't read the book. So, yes. We were going to torture and you're mad at George. Torture and mad at George.
Make it detailed.
Where's the other witnesses on this case?
Make it gory.
We got Alex.
And you are? George. George, you're coming up. You're going to go last, George. All right. So, George, you're going to have to talk about... Hey, wait a minute. Who's the old guy? Who's the old guy on this case?
Candy.
Okay, Candy. Candy, you need to talk about him being like your grandchild.
Oh, grandson. Okay.
You're gonna talk about how Lenny is like your grandchild. That's how you thought of him, right? Huh? Okay, listen. Yeah, okay, you can do both, alright? Didn't they get mad at each other towards the end or something?
No.
Which was the character who talked to Lenny was like, George is gonna leave you, you know?
Carlson. I think that was Carlson. Or
That was
Crooks.
Carlson.
It was Chris.
Oh wait, it was Crooks. It was
It was
Crooks.
Crooks. Okay. Yeah, okay, we're good.
Yeah, so that will work.
Alright, so Curly, torture, torture, torture. Right? Now, you don't want them to ask you any questions about the book, because you did not read the book. Alright? That's your downfall there. So, the only thing you can do, the only way that you guys can win and you can possibly pass is to put on a big theatrical show. Alright? Because you'll look terrible if they get up there and like, hey, on page 9 you said blah blah blah, and you're not gonna know the answer to that. So you're gonna be like, I don't care about that. All I'm here to do is I'm supposed to be a witness for this guy, but I wish he was dead because he took away my right, and my right was to torture the hell out of Lenny. You don't want to answer any questions on the book because you didn't read it. All right, give me another witness.
But George.
What about no, not Lenny.
Who's another witness on the team? Slim, same thing. Slim, torture. Who's Slim anyway?
Alex.
He. Oh.
All you're gonna do is, hey man, Curly was gonna really torture that dude. Curly was gonna cut off his balls and set him on fire and blah 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 blah. All right. So you guys just keep talking about torture. Now, I say again, the only way you're possibly gonna pass is if you put on a theatrical show, right? Because you don't know the book, because you didn't read the book. So, Slim is a torturer. Slim's going to torture Curly. Curly's going to love torturing him. You want to talk about how happy it's going to make you torture? Yes.
And the paralegals dress up too?
Yes, paralegals. The only way you want to act like you did something and you read the book. So, you want to dress nice and act like you're writing stuff down during the trial.
Yeah, well,
yes.
should Lenny not dress up so like it looks like that he can't
Do you own overalls?
What do we have?
So what do I have to?
You should make him wear pajamas.
Make him wear yeah
Like put him in pajamas or
pajamas.
something.
Oh, that would be good.
How though? Just wear something stupid.
Yeah, just wear something stupid.
So, what you should do,
I'll wear
ham it up, all right? But here's the deal. You want to ham it up, but don't go too far, all right?
like slippers.
Like, yeah, so you want to ham it up a bit, right? But you don't want to go like, hey, I'm insulting all intellectually disabled people. You know what I'm saying? So, be in the middle someplace. Where are the witnesses over here for George?
We have. Wait, that's Curly's son, George.
Don't you have the woman in the red dress?
Yeah. Red dress.
Red dress is your witness?
Wait, no, that's opposite.
Red dress.
No, that's actually the other person. No, we. Yeah.
You don't even know your witness.
Red dress wouldn't be on your case.
That's it.
That's a good.
You guys have 2 witnesses, Slim and Curly? Who are you?
Yeah.
Crooks again? You're a witness on this trial too?
Oh, torture again.
Crooks, torture.
Yep.
Man, this is a gory one.
Man, I would love to be on George's case. That would be heck of fun.
Now, you guys are the defense, which means your witnesses go last, okay?
We have Carlson too.
I don't know who Carlson is.
Man, I want to be crazy.
Can
Carlson's
he
the
say the word
guy.
torture?
Who shot Candy?
George stole his
Great.
gun.
So, okay, that's good. So then what we can talk about with Carlson. Carlson can talk about happy death.
No,
The dog.
wait, didn't Carlson also want to like kill Lenny?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wanted to kill Lenny.
Oh,
So you break it up into 2 parts, right? You talk about how he gives the dog a happy death without pain, and then where's Carlson? Crap. Who's Carlson?
Money.
No, she's Curly.
Fine. When you find
Carlson is
Carlson,
Dylan. He's Dylan.
what? Dylan's over there. Dylan's on the opposition. Why isn't Dylan in here?
No.
no.
He's supposed to be.
Well, what Dylan needs to practice. Well, here's the thing with Dylan. Okay. Here's where you guys are in luck. All right. Dylan read that book backwards and forward. All right.
He's a good.
I would put Dylan straight up first because here's how you're also going to win this case. Where are the lawyers? Lawyers?
Wait, what?
When you guys, lawyers,
Yeah.
when you guys do your questioning, you're going to ask their witnesses questions that allow them to retell their story, right? That allow them to say like, oh, George is guilty, blah, blah, blah. Because that's what you want. You want to draw them in. So let them talk about their own case. And then you get incredibly nitpicky about the book. And you're like, well, you said blah, blah. You want to get just fine minutia about the book to quiz them on about their character. And the first time they get it wrong, the first time you go, how can we believe anything this character says? They can't. The first time they get it wrong. Now, therein lies how you guys have to practice. Because you guys just need to repeat your lines because you don't want the other side to do the same thing to you. Which is why Dylan goes first on the defense witnesses, because you can't do that to Dylan because Dylan actually memorized the book. So Dylan can play that game. You guys are just going to quiz and nitpick, and the second they get it wrong, you're going to grandstand it huge. You have to play it right. You can't whisper or be cute about it. You have to do a whole theatrical number about how this witness can't be trusted for anything they say because they don't know basic information about. I don't even know what are we asking about the book? Like, we pretend like the book is something? So, like, what you have to say, how can we believe this character when they can't even name this simple fact from their own record or book?
Background.
From the background or whatever, okay? That, well, just go, you want, the book has to be sacred, right? So then if they try to do the same thing to you, you have Dylan to fight that fight for you. Plus, if you guys do your job well, you don't get into those fights. Because every time they ask you a question, witnesses, every time Curly and Slim and Crooks and Carlson and George, every time they're asked you a question, you're going to talk about hammering toes and cutting off balls and setting people on fire and torturing them for a month. Okay?
Wait.
Yeah.
Dylan's not in our group. Dylan's with Yvonne's group.
Wait, who's Yvonne?
Yvonne.
Ivani.
Is that your opposition?
Yeah.
Oh.
Dylan's not with
That's
us.
same here. He's in the.
Yeah.
That's why he's over there.
Oh, well.
Yeah. We plan to keep Dylan at a minimum. Like we don't.
pick him too much. So, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
So here's the deal, alright?
We can't pressure
So
Dylan.
here's the
It's
deal
too
with
hard.
Dylan. Alright, Dylan's a trap. Because Dylan will quote everything, every word in that book. But I don't think Dylan's going to give a huge, great performance unless you let him. So, if you... he'll make you look bad if you ask questions, but I don't think he'll be all that damaging of a witness when he gives his testimony. Why? Because your witnesses will be putting on a grand show for the audience. Alright? That's the only way you're going to win because nobody read the book. Or watch the videos. Or apparently did any of the assignments that were given to you. Yes.
How should we question?
With Dylan,
You're
right,
horrible.
Dylan's going to be real strong with stuff that is concrete, but not too strong with stuff that he's going to have to sort of extend and think about. So questions like, how do you know, like, you need, like, if he ever says, like, like gives guesses or, how do you know, whatever. That's the only way where you have to ask him to extend knowledge from the book. But otherwise, Dylan is an absolute...
But shouldn't you not ask those questions? Like you should only ask leading questions?
No. With Dylan, no. You won't want to do anything with Dylan. Dylan's going to be a great witness because he knows the book backwards and
So
forwards.
just ask him basic questions?
I don't know how many questions I'd really ask Dylan. He's Carlson. Carlson can't really hurt your case too much.
Yeah, Carlson can't do anything. We shouldn't ask him.
Carlson can't win or lose the case for anybody
So
unless
then
you
do
let
we
it.
have to cross-examine him?
I can't think of a reason why. I think it only hurts your case to question Dylan, to be completely honest with you.
So there's like no point in questioning
But
him.
then we only have Curly.
So,
Well, then Curly
well, the only thing is, here's where Dylan might do,
Stonewall.
if Dylan will just answer any question honestly, right? So you guys over here, if you say, can you think of any time you saw, what's his name, act like a child? Dylan's just gonna rattle stuff off and say it.
Oh.
Alright? Now if he doesn't, because Dylan can be a total assassin for you on this, Dylan's a very dangerous witness for you because he'll destroy you. He's Carlson. He's nobody. He'll only be dangerous if you make him dangerous. All right. Does everyone
So you
understand
don't
their
make him
part in our little play?
Oh, what about George? What does George say?
George, where's George? George, you're talking about how he was your best friend on earth, and you miss him every day, but you couldn't stand to see him be tortured, and you went through painless effort to make sure that at the end of his life he was happy, and that he
Diane's
was in a
happiest
place where he thought about the rabbits, and you made sure that he felt no pain in his death. All
What are we
right?
supposed to wear?
You want to dress up a bit, but don't get crazy.
George.
All right, now.
Diane's happiest moment.
Wait, Monday?
Monday, yeah. So you guys put on a play and you'll be fine.
Okay.
So then we only need to quiz Taiwan. We only need Taiwan and Australia.
Okay.
I hate